Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I'm going to be testing out the new Makeup by Mario SurrealSkin foundation. I snatched this up right when it launched on Sephora. The description sounds really nice. It seems to align with my preferences really well, so I'm excited to see what it looks like in reality. I'm also going to be doing a wear test today, so before we get into it, I'd love for you to subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get started. So I'm starting off with my normal skincare, and I thought I would just quickly go through it. So I use the First Day Beauty Facial Radiance Niacinamide Serum. Then I follow up with the Belif The True Cream Aqua Bomb and their Aqua Bomb Sunscreen. So that's what I have on. And I did do a little self-tan last night. I used the Bondi Sands Liquid Gold Self-Tanning Foam and their Pure Self-Tanning Sleep Mask. It's my first time using Bondi Sands and I really like the color. And it's super streakless. Anyways, let's get into the description of the Makeup by Mario foundation. This foundation is described as a breathable, luminous foundation that effortlessly builds and blends to illuminate the complexion with customizable, long-wearing coverage. It has a natural finish, medium coverage, and it's long-wearing. So, sounds pretty good to me. And something I noticed here, now that it's in these bright lights, it has like a sheen to it. I'm going to take a picture of this in direct sunlight so you can see. It looks kind of like a glow booster in a lot of ways, just through the bottle. I haven't actually felt the formula yet. I picked up two shades. I picked up the shades 3W and 5N. Full transparency, this is my second time trying this foundation. I used a brush that still had a little bit of my brush cleanser, my Cinema Secrets in it, so I think it was making the foundation look weird. So I'm trying it again with a fully dried brush. I triple checked. So I'm going to show you what the shades 5N and 3W look like against my skin tone. This is 3W, which looks pretty good. It's just a little bit bright, but I think without the self-tan, this will be my perfect color. And here is 5N, which is the color I'll be going in with today. It just disappeared. So I'm taking a bit of that on this palette, and I'm using my MAC 170 brush. Ooh, it feels very thin, super gel-like. It has like a cooling feeling. And I'm going to start with minimal product, and then I'm going to build it up just to see what this is capable of. But since I've seen this on my skin before, it doesn't look shimmery like it does in the bottle. So I feel relieved about that. Whoa, gave a generous dosage to my forehead. I know she's big, but not that big. Just scooping it off and wiping my brush off. I see that it has light to medium coverage because you can see right here on this area where I had a zip patch. I put a zip patch, then the self-tan on. I was not thinking last night. So I have a boob on my cheek here, but you can see the coverage level. So technically it helped us out. It's a little mistake, but it helped us out in the end. But I feel like it evened out my skin really well, and it's making me look really glowy, like it's giving a model off-duty finish. Look how dimensional I look, and it doesn't feel greasy at all. It feels as though I'm putting on a moisturizer with a brush. It's super weightless feeling. Okay, now that is sitting on my skin like I hoped it would. I knew it was the brush's fault. So now I'm just going to take my beauty blender just to pat over everything to ensure I don't have any excess or any brush marks left behind. And sometimes I take a little extra on my sponge just to go on my nose, just because sometimes when I use a brush, I get that separating thing that happens to noses with foundation. So the sponge ensures that doesn't happen. Okay, here we are. I think this looks lovely. So healthy looking. Very radiant. It's very much up my alley so far. So now let's see how it settles and how it gets along with other products. I'm now going to go in with my Rare Beauty Under Eye Brightener in the shade Light Medium. I have been using this as my concealer. It's so nice. It has more coverage than you would expect, and I've learned to love this applicator. It's very cooling, but it also applies the perfect amount. I like to go up into that little area where I have some blueness and in the usual spots. And I thought that this would match this base really nicely as well. And I just like to blend this out with a sponge. It does a really great job. Ooh, I was right. I think this looks lovely. If this foundation ends up being a good match for my skin, I see myself using this combo a lot. It's like the perfect amount of coverage for every day. It's a very natural skin-based look. It's corrected, it's glowy. This is what I want out of my makeup. So now I'm going to take some of my Cherry Blossom powder from Huda Beauty just to set under my eyes. And I take a dry sponge to do so. And I make sure I have an even amount on my sponge. Sometimes I rub it against the net inside here just to get it even. I've learned to love the net inside this powder. And I set those little under eye lines I've got. I'm now going to take a fluffy brush and sweep that excess away. I know today's video is focused on the foundation, but I'm going to take you along the rest of the face as well, because why not? So I'm now going to take my Makeup by Mario Softsculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer in the shade Light Medium, felt fitting. You know, any excuse I get to use this, I'm going to take it. And I'm applying this with my Rose Ink No. 3 brush. I believe Makeup by Mario offers almost a full face of makeup now, so that would be fun to see. I believe I would just have to pick up like a blush and like maybe their actual bullet lipsticks. Other than that, I think I have everything. So that would be fun. Let me know if you'd like to see that. The skin enhancer looks good on every foundation, but it is looking really good with this one as well. No shocker. During my holiday break, I've fallen in love with this palette from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Pillow Talk Beautifying Face Palette. They brought out 2 palettes. This one is the fair to medium one, and there's also like a deeper one as well. But this is what it looks like. It's so cute. So you get these 2 highlighters and 2 blushes. I'm not huge on blush palettes, but this one has been really piquing my interest. I love this one right here, Pillow Talk. So I'm going to do a little combo of these 2. I'm going to blush my cheeks a little bit higher than usual, just so it's hitting like the blush and the highlighting areas. But before I do that, I'm just going to powder my face a little bit. Since these are powders, they're going to glide on top of a set face better. So I'm using my Huda Beauty powder in the shade Pound Cake. I'm going to take this nice big fluffy brush. Let's do half. Ooh, nice. My skin looks very airbrushed just in my monitor here. Oh wow, and in real life. I like that. So let's blush this situation up. First taking this color, and I always gauge how much blush I have going on my palm just in case, because we know I can be heavy-handed with it. I love to be heavy-handed with blush though. And this blush formula feels very similar to the Easy Eye palette that I love so much. It has that subtle amount of sheen in there. Now with a different brush, this is a BK Beauty 108 brush. I'm going to take this rosy highlighter and I'm going to lay that on top. And for my nose, I'm just going to take a little combo of both. I'm now going to prime my lids and do my brows off camera. I'm going to be using my Melt Cosmetics Perfectionist Brow Pencil in the shade Auburn and the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes in the shade Dream Pop as my eyebrow gel. It's just the perfect color. It matches my hair amazingly. I hope you enjoyed the brow intermission, but now that my brows are on, it's time to move into the eyes. And the other day I was playing with these greens and I just loved wearing these specific green tones, so I'm going to play with them again. I'm going to start off using this Nabla Cupid's Arrow in the shade Khaki. So I'm going to take this on the outer corner first. And then I'm going to take a flat brush. This is a BK Beauty 203, and I'm going to start moving that around. I'm going to take this shadow right here from the Easy Eye palette, this one right here, just to throw this in the crease. And then I'm going to take this Charlotte Tilbury Hypnotizing Pop Shot in the shade Emerald Eyes. And I believe these are already out of stock. They're limited edition. And I just want to know why Charlotte Tilbury always makes her best products limited edition. What's going on? Why do that? Because these are so pretty. Like, they're insanely foiled and they have such a beautiful shine. And this one has a little bit of a duochrome. It's like a limey green and like a deep turquoisey green. And I'm going to smudge just a little bit on the lower lash line here to tie things in. And I'm going to use another one of those pop shots. This one's in the shade Diamond Eyes. When you blend these out, they're so pretty. I really hope they bring them back. There's just so much dimension. They're just everything I've been liking in a foiled kind of toppery shadow. And here are the eyes all done. I put on some mascara. I'm using the Rose Ink one. I've only used this once and I thought it was a good day to test it out since I'm going to be doing a wear test soon. But now let's move on to lips. I'm first going to line them up using my Huda Beauty Pinky Brown Lip Contour 2.0. My lips are so dry, they're almost making like a lip liner on their own. Green shadow is so fun. You can pair it with so many different colors. You can pair it with some peaches, which looks really nice, like these cooler pinks, browns, and oranges. All look good. But I think this kind of pink makes it look the most fresh. And for my lipstick, I'm going to use one of these L'Oreal Glow Paradises in the shade 130, Nude Heaven. Perfect. And here is the finished look. What do you guys think? I think my skin looks phenomenal. I was just showing my friends on Snapchat and my skin looks so smooth and healthy. It looks incredible in person and on camera. I'm really happy with it so far. Of course, this is still very fresh, but the way it applied was really easy and quick. It was super seamless. It looked like it made a big difference in my skin. It was really nice and glowy without feeling heavy. No issues whatsoever this far. My skin looks so even, but still really natural. I love how thin wearing it is. I think that's my favorite quality at the moment, but I think that's everything I have to say right now. I'm intrigued to see how this wears throughout the day, so I'll see you in a few hours for a check-in. Hello everyone, it's time for our check-in. It's now 11:21 at night. I believe my makeup has been on for almost 8 hours, 7.5 hours to be safe. But I think this makeup wore incredibly. It's definitely worn in a little bit. Overall, I think my skin looks incredible and I feel excited to reach for this foundation again. I'll bring you guys in closer just so that we can inspect. I think in the center of my face it looks beautiful. It hasn't gathered anywhere. The only area that's causing me a little bit of concern is this area here. I feel like it looks a little bit dry and textured. That could be just the condition of my skin today, but that's the only area that's catching my eye. Other than that, I think it looks really nice. I did not touch up my skin today, so I'm surprised to see that my oils didn't like break down this foundation. I'm happy to see that it lasted on my oilier skin. I think I still look really nice and healthy and radiant, but not greasy. I like it. My makeup really lasted. Oh my goodness, my cat's just cuddled up underneath my credenza here. I need to take a video. Oh. Hey. Let's be cute. Let's be cute. The cuteness was short-lived. I think this was a big success. What? I think this was a success. Whoa, it's late? Maybe. I think this was a success. I would also like to add that it stayed feeling really lightweight and barely there. I don't feel like I'm wearing a full face of makeup at all. So no complaints about this foundation yet. It feels very promising. There's just a few things I'm going to keep an eye out for in my future uses, but so far this foundation gets a thumbs up from me. I feel a building of excitement towards this one. I know I'm going to want to reach for this lots this month, so I'll be able to give you a more in-depth review in my upcoming roundup, so keep tuned for that. But let's catch up with Pastrulia for the outro. That is all from me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you did, make sure to give it a like. I will also make sure to link everything in the description down below, so feel free to check that out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!